No, we'll announce it live on stream
All right,
because I'm
cool.
here.
What is Bill playing?
I'm playing Coruscant mains
Coruscant mains
and Throne Room mains
and Throne Room
because
mains.
I decided I
He
didn't
didn't
want
want
to
to
play any
think this week. He
objectives.
didn't want to think this weekend. Okay, we got handshakes coming. So you want to see who's?
Oh, I should probably go play.
You might want to go in there. We got Dark Deal.
That looks like Johnny Chu. I'm gonna hang out until I find out where I'm going.
All right. Is Johnny Chu playing Dark Deal?
I think that's what I've heard.
He's played it before. Was it last year at Worlds or NPC that
That
he
was
did?
an
I think
NPC.
NPC, yeah.
Oh, there's pairings.
Pairings.
Let's see.
Johnny
I'm
Chu.
playing Walsith,
Oh, that's not an easy 2-2 match.
who I played last night.
Okay.
And got the better of.
All right. Well, do it again.
That's-
Be 3-2.
That is the plan.
All right, so this is Queso here. I'm waiting for Matt Curley to get back here to finish doing our stream, but we are getting set up for a game. I have strong confidence that Johnny Chu is the dark side player.
You are correct.
I am correct. I don't know who the light side player is.
Chris Westergaard.
Chris Westergaard and Johnny Chu. Okay.
So
So
Chris Westergaard is actually 3-1 right now. Johnny
Okay.
Chu's 3-1.
we got 2 3-1s, Chris Westergaard and Johnny Chu.
We've got Johnny playing Dark Deal and Chris playing
Diplo. So
Diplomatic
it's
Mission to Alderaan. And I'm going to pull up these deck lists for ourselves right now.
it's Jonny, right? There's not an H. Or is it?
Yes,
Okay.
no H. There's Johnny's.
So looks like we got Dark Deal and Diplo. This will be cool.
So Chris seems to be having a pretty good day.
Yeah, he's 3-1.
Playing a lot these days. He always shows up to the locals in Virginia.
And I see him all the time on Gemp.
Yeah, that's
He's
what John was telling me that too.
Dad on
Dad,
Gemp.
which is a great screen name.
Someone was asking, yeah, Chris Westergaard. If you ever want to find him on Gemp, it's Dad.
Yeah, very
like
good
like
guy.
Yoda, but Dad.
Ton of fun to play against.
Yeah, if you haven't met him in person, he's great. So we
Yeah,
got some really trippy sleeves from the dark side player. They're like giving us a nice little
they
pixelation
are
here.
giving us a weird,
So
glare,
we're gonna have to kind of deal with
enjoy
that.
Yeah, I was talking to Jan, Chris's son, yesterday, and he
Okay.
was telling me how his dad just plays on Gemp all the time.
Yeah.
And so he was really prepared for this tournament, it looks like, and it's showing.
Yeah, we are aware in the chat, guys, of the sleeves that Chu's using are a little showing up a little weird. I'm not sure what we can do to correct that, so just sort of deal with it. We'll see if we can adjust any settings that will help, but I don't like to mess with the settings while we're streaming because it can kind of get weird.
I
And
don't think there's much we can do about that.
yeah, so we're gonna start off here. Looks like there's a Might of the Republic. It's a 12-card start from the light side Diplo player, and Might of the Republic to pull a Mon Mothma, and then looks like Dark Side is using mobilization points to pull a Executor flagship, and then also a Captain Yor.
That's a
Or no,
General
sorry,
Hux.
yeah, General Hux. Sorry, General Hux. That's probably with the
Battle of the First Order.
yeah, Bow to the First Order. So
Yep.
he's got Hux, he's got Piet, he's got who was the other? Did you see this admiral here?
Uh,
Piet, maybe Ozzel or Mahdi or Chirno. It's probably
Chirno.
Chirno.
It's Chirno.
Okay.
That is a Chirno
So it's
missile.
Chirno, Mahdi, or it's Chirno and Hux, and those are all going up to his hand with the Endor shield.
So we've got the deck list out now, too. We can have a look at these.
All right, yeah, cool. We got some deck lists here. Those are good to see if they have cards that we're looking for. And I think looks like we're ready to start here. Professor Shield is out for light side, probably calling for that executor effect.
Yeah, that's good play early against this deck. Johnny's probably playing 3 to 5 copies of They Must Never Again Leave the City.
Looks like it's 4 copies.
4 copies, so I was in the right range.
Yep, right in the middle. All right, so Johnny's going to be searching his reserve deck probably for a Cloud City or a Bespin system using his objective.
To answer Crypto in chat, yes, there is a Kanan Jarrus in the Diplo, so he is able to get through the immunity of the Executor if he gets him out.
Yep, good question. All right.
So if you read Johnny's long deck description of this deck on the forums when he posted it,
This
little
was the
over a year
NPC,
ago.
right?
NPC, yeah,
NPC
about
last
a year
year.
ago. So he talks about how important this first turn is with the deal deck. You need to look through your deck. He's looking through it a few times now.
Yep.
Making sure he sees everything that's in his force pile, so he knows if he has to draw, how much he has to draw.
What cards he's targeting for
right.
sure.
And if he wants to do any use pile pulls, maybe he can. use a
Yeah,
couple
because he
cards
has the
there.
Hux, so if there's something that he absolutely needs, he can put Hux down and
And
do it.
to get the deck working, he needs to get Dark Deal out, Cloud City Celebration out. He needs to get the Vader or the Executor effect out.
Yep.
He needs to get a tie out.
A tie out. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that he needs to look for, and that's what he's kind of just being extra careful about to try to make sure that he can get everything. And if not, a lot of times he says it's good to just leave your cards in your force pile because you're going to need them eventually.
Because if the cards you want in there aren't in there, then there's no good reason to draw. So we'll see. It looks like he's got a pretty good starting hand. I definitely saw his Admiral's Orders, one of the First Order Troopers, the FN.
All right, so
He did draw some cards. He got a Trooper Assault. He got the Docking Bay. That was the last. The Executor Docking Bay looked like it was the last card he drew.
Okay,
Johnny
so he
did.
couldn't even pull it first turn.
Yeah. So that was probably a card he needed to find.
Yeah, I think so, and that's probably unfortunate for him if he had to draw a lot of cards there for it.
Because now he doesn't have anything saved for this first turn.
So you guys in the chat continue to let me know if you're having trouble with my audio. I did switch headsets. I'm using the one that was giving us trouble last game. I can switch again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
if
Sorry,
need be.
I wasn't here for that last one, so I wasn't sure.
Um,
Hi, everybody. Matt Mouse.
All right, so Chris has his grabber out now as well. And Johnny is once again looking at his deck, going in the tank.
Going in the tank. I like it. Was that just that's just his hand, I think.
Was that his hand? That's
Yeah.
a big hand.
Well, because he had to draw like 6 cards. And you pull so many with,
All right.
like the mob points and the Hux pull and all that other stuff.
So
Endor Shield.
for a while, I played Grimtash in Diplo, and I know
I saw it
Reed
on
does as well.
I saw it on the list earlier. I think it was the Senate list that we saw. But yeah, I don't see a Grimtash.
No, there is no Grimtash in this one.
It's got Harvest. That's kind of cool. All right.
Chris is getting out his systems. He's got Alderaan and Chandrila out. He gets Mon
Mothma
Mothma
on
on
the-
Tantive 4.
Tantive.
So he's probably just going to move over for free, activate a ton next turn. And yeah, that's just Mon Mothma, no other characters. He might want to put a pilot on that first too.
Because it's R2-D2 and the Stolen Data Tapes and Mothma. So yes, maybe someone else. He runs Antilles. He's running Theranet.
So did you happen to notice first turn, did Johnny try to pull Bespin System?
He got Vespin System in his hand, I thought.
Well, he didn't deploy it. He's got it
Yeah,
in
it's
his
in his
hand now.
hand.
I
'Cause
wonder if he had to draw for it.
doesn't the objective take it into hand?
No, the objective deploys it.
Does it?
I
Okay.
think it deploys it. Maybe it doesn't.
Because I thought, I don't know.
Why do
We
you
can-
think
we
that he
can-
would have taken it and not deployed it? Because next turn he's only activating what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that is interesting if he took it and didn't deploy it because what's his gameplay there? Because he's pretty force choked on his own.
All right, so Chris puts out a pilot as well.
It's,
Menace Fades is-
Theranet, I think. Was
Okay,
the pilot.
Theranet. Menace Fades is out, and that's interesting because you don't see that all the time in Diplo,
Mhm.
but it's going to come in handy this game.
Yeah, because
with Dark
this
Deal.
is Dark Deal, so that could be big. So Johnny will be definitely trying to make sure that is not in effect during his control phase, if he gets the deal going. So yeah, maybe we can pull up that
So
objective.
Crypto
just-
saying in chat and Cam agreeing that it's not the good play for him to put Bespin out. But, you have to think if he's got They Must Never Again Leave the City, which he does, and I believe he's got the Executor as well. Are you really that afraid of Tantive coming down their first turn? Because, you're going to get a couple Admirals on there. You'll probably get a Command on there.
It is taken to hand, so yeah.
Okay.
just-
I personally wouldn't have been afraid of Tantive coming to Bespin first turn. I think that extra 2 force is probably worth it for me.
I mean, Johnny usually knows what he's doing, but so maybe that's this game plan against Diplo is to just not do it. So he pulled the Dark Deal, And so that'll take him a little while to get set up, but he's got that big hand. So you wonder if maybe he was just waiting to put the Bespin system out until he could put the Executor out?
Now, he does have everything he needs for the Executor right now, but maybe
There's Bespin.
he knew it was in his force pile as well, so he knew what he could draw and what he couldn't.
Yeah. Maybe he was waiting for the docking bay so he could put a character there and transfer him over. I'm
We'll
not.
have
I'm
to
not
save
quite
that
certain.
for a post-game interview.
Exactly. Maybe take some. We should get some pen, take some notes if we ever have anything. We can remember that.
Cam brings up a good point. He doesn't know if this is the Hyper Diplo, which would be just playing Spaceport Speeders, Luke's Land Speeder. Could really cause a lot of trouble first turn if he's able to load up Tanev at Bespin.
That's true.
Maybe I could see that, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're guessing that Johnny has a plan for Diplo.
So he pays 2 for the Executor to Bespin.
Admiral's Order comes down. See, does Chris have a General Leia in his deck?
Or is he playing Leia?
Yep,
or
he
Organa?
does have General
He
Leia
is
or
playing
Organa.
General? Okay.
So that could come into play. Johnny Chu's sleeves are like the trippiest thing ever. It's like
He did have the free effect, unless he force pushed for it, but I thought he had it before then.
yeah, I thought he had it beforehand as well.
Should have told people that they were censored. They were lewd images.
There you go, yeah.
Hayes is on site, finally getting a lunch break
There you go.
at 5 o'clock. You seem like you're a late eater, right? You said earlier, like around 1, it was too early to eat.
Only once a day.
Yeah, once a day. Okay. This seems like as good a time as any. So
All
Hux
right.
came down.
Hux is down. He's looking through his use pile right now.
Yeah.
We see a Blizzard 4. We see a B-Will. Took the Blizzard 4. Good card.
Okay, so we've been shut down, Queso. He did force push for it.
Okay.
So not 100% that he would have activated it. So I could see if you missed that
Yep.
and Tanev sitting at Bespin, that's probably trouble.
Crypto says hi, Hayes.
All right, so he's got the docking bay out. He's got the Executor one out now, too, because he drew it last turn.
Jared. put
Hayes,
the-
Jared wants you to put the food down and get us updated standings.
He's on his lunch break.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Jared needs to learn how to use the internet, I think.
F5.
F5. Refresh.
All right, so we've got a Trooper out now as well. So do you think...
First, just a regular old First Order Trooper with Hux.
Yeah.
And then it's Churnu and who else on that Executor? We got Churno here and that card. Pulling some shields for Johnny. Let's see. She's got the Send Shield out, the Grabber Shield, and Battle Order. He's got a Trooper Assault in hand, a couple of Troopers. Blizzard
This is pretty
4.
similar to the deck you played at the NPC, I think.
Looks pretty similar. I mean, maybe a few cards different here and there, but
I like how you raised up to see better.
yeah. I'm goofy.
Better viewing angles.
That's right.
Do we see a Leia Organa in there, too? In his hand?
Got. Yeah, he's got two different versions of Leia. He's got
Okay.
General
Yeah, I
Leia
thought I saw
and
Leia,
Senator
and
Leia.
He's got the Leia Organa in his hand. Hayes' card here. Getting a lot of play this week, isn't it? Leia Organa?
I've
He
not
hasn't
watched
seen.
any games.
I like it a lot. I've been playing it a lot lately. Pretty good card, and it's interesting that he's playing both Leias. So, but she's a pretty good card for this deck.
Yeah. So yeah, two different personas. It's always sort of something interesting. People who decide to put two different personas of the same person
Yeah.
in their deck. I usually just stick to one and just run a couple copies, but I suppose for different matchups you could end up being versatile. All right, so I believe it's Chris's turn after Johnny's.
The real trick is you try to put both versions out on the table at the same time.
There you go.
There's Johnny too.
Has that happened before?
Players have tried. Well,
I know it's
Two specifically have two layers.
2 layers on the table once.
any new cards in Chu's build compared to his old version? I can't tell you that off the top of my head. Looking at his list, I don't notice anything, but I'd have to look at the one on
There is a defensive fire and hut smooch combo.
Yeah,
I don't think that was in the original.
He put the Hut Smooch in there for Jin. So that's one. I don't know if he had a Sage Ventress in before either.
Yeah, that's
He
probably
may
a different
have.
card.
I don't remember exactly. So he's got out the farm.
Owen and Baru.
Yeah.
He does run a harvest. I saw that.
Yep. So he's got a harvest. Probably Johnny's already played 3 shields. You wonder if he's going to play the code clearance as well.
Yep, that would be interesting. Does Johnny Chu have a way to pull a defensive shield? Like a Onyx 2. Yeah, he's got
He
Onyx
definitely
2V.
plays Onyx 2.
2 copies of
You know
that.
that harvest can't be done when there's troopers playing about, right?
I believe that it's Trooper on Tatooine, but I could be mistaken.
We'll look it up here. We got our card image thing. Special edition, right?
Yeah. No, Owen and Bruce from Reflections. Harvest is from Special Edition.
Okay, yeah, we're looking for Harvest. Oh, we're looking for Owen and Brew.
Looking
That's
for Owen and
that's
Brew.
Reflections 3. Or is it Reflections 2?
2,
Ah. I knew it was one of those.
Yeah, so if opponent has a Stormtrooper at a Tatooine site, you may not play Harvest. So as long as the troopers don't come to Tatooine, Harvest is fine.
Where are those? Oh, they're at.
That's
That's a
Bespin. Bespin site. That's the Carbonite chamber.
So Luke's coming down, and Johnny makes sure he pays +1 for Bespin system.
Yep.
I think he's got
So yeah,
plenty of
EPP
force.
Luke with fighting Hux and a trooper.
And do we see
Yeah,
the
it's a
spiral
trap.
go straight to Alderaan, or did the spiral go to Chandrila?
The spiral went to Alderaan, it looks like. Not as a react, so yeah, he's full cost spiral.
Yeah, photo about the ring at the right time there. This place is really good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Especially for it's a little pricey, but it's a hotel lobby.
I would rather pay slightly more and get actually good food
Yeah.
than pay more and get crap food.
Yeah,
Was that the grilled veggie panini?
Yeah,
It was pretty good. I had it yesterday.
really good.
Solid sandwich. And the chips are pretty good too.
Yeah, so they're feeding us. They're taking good care of us here in the Hyatt Regency. Y'all should be here. All 42 of us. Nice. We got 42 now.
So we just
42 people watching here. Yeah.
yeah, we just saw Johnny pull Captain Phasma with
59 in
General
there.
Hux. That might indicate that he has strategic reserves. It also might indicate that Hux is about to die right now. I think that's a likely guess.
So he pulled strategic reserves.
He pulled Phasma.
I pulled
So,
Phasma. Okay. So yeah, like you said, maybe he already has the strategic reserves.
Or he maybe doesn't need it yet, because he's not really
Johnny
facing
Chu's reading
any
the
big
Owen
drains.
Brew, probably out the Stormtrooper.
So, interestingly, Chris did not battle. He just moved Tanev over to upload a card. Doesn't flip his objective yet, unless he feels like switching everybody over to the spiral
And then going
for
back
one force and then
to
moving
the
back,
battleground system.
which he does.
Yep.
He switched him. Let's see if he moves him.
He's gotta. Wonder if he's trying to somehow get Owen and Baru killed and then get that plus power bonus for Luke. I'm trying to figure out what his plan is on the ground there.
Does he play it on the edge so he can just decide to kill them if he wants?
Let's see, we're looking at the list, see if he's got the on the edge.
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
see it, no.
So sometimes, you don't really want to stack Harvest and on the edge because one of them's going to get grabbed by code clearance.
That's fair.
And the other one's not going to be as effective.
Yep.
But they could still both be good in conjunction. But he's not playing it on the edge, it seems, so He flips his objective by moving the spiral back.
Yep. And now I'm guessing he's just drawing some cards and John's gonna
Curious
activate.
if my math is correct. By deploying the spiral to Alderaan, he just cost himself an extra force. Because he paid 1 to move Tanith, 1 to ship dock, 1 to move spiral. Whereas if he puts spiral straight at Chandrila, he just pays 1 to ship dock and 1 to move. He spent an extra.
Would have to go though.
Somebody has to go to Alderaan first.
You could just bring the droids.
Right, but maybe he doesn't want the droids.
Maybe he doesn't want the droids there. That's true.
Because the droids are a nice 7
They're good
forfeit.
forfeit
Or
fodder, yeah. But I think if Chris did his research on this deck, he's not playing many other ships outside of the Executor. 2 Onyx 2s. Is there even a finalizer?
I don't think so.
So he's not at much risk by not having the forfeit fodder of the droids there.
That's true.
But he may not have needed that force. He's activating quite a bit. That turn he got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
So he's got some to spare.
Oh yeah, and he's realizing his data tapes needs to go on table. I wonder if he uploaded any one card for completing the data tapes.
He did. We didn't
Okay.
see what it was.
Okay. Luke is going to get owned. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there may have been a barrier around Luke there. Could be the reason why we didn't see anything happen with him.
Got Hoojiks in the light side. Yeah, we got 2 Hoojiks, so
Yeah, there's a good chance that he's got him by now. There's also 2 escape pods to find it, so pretty good guess.
pretty good.
that,
And with
Chris
12
has
card
the
hand.
Hoojiks. Yeah.
We're doing combos in his hand, but who's just not.
Oh, really?
I don't like combo.
All right, so Johnny's coming down with the tie. Looks like he's getting ready to play
The
the
docking
deal.
bay was not blown away. I don't know why you're asking that. You're talking about the...
All right, Kylo's coming
And
down.
that, yeah, that's just the Cloud City docking bay has some glare on it. That's,
Those are torpedoes.
there you go. I
Where are
guess
they going?
it's they're going to the Cloud City docking bay. All right.
All right, so he gets another use pile pull with Kylo. So he's used his pull on Kylo and on Hux. This is also big because even if he has the Hoojiks, then Kylo's going to cause a ping of 2.
Someone also noted in chat that Lightside has a dodge, so he could move Luke over.
Yeah, and Johnny did play
Kylo
Onyx
Ren.
2. He got code clearance out.
Okay.
So he has one more shield pull if he is anticipating the dodge.
To
he
play
could
the firepower, yep.
Firepower is probably a good one to play in this matchup anyway because there could
Yes.
be a good number of turns
Where he deploys a character and doesn't
Exactly.
battle, yep. So yeah, or and also he could, if he just battles and dodges, then yeah, he'll just move over. So we'll see how this goes.
Shield's the greatest thing ever.
the sleeves.
Yeah, people are loving Chew's sleeves in the stream. So yeah, they were offensive sleeves, so we had to censor them. That's why they're like that, guys. Chew brought offensive
Everyone knows
sleeves.
Johnny just puts inappropriate
Just a
things
big-
all over
just-
the
yeah.
place. All right, so there's the prison.
Prison. All right, another trooper.
Sector and docking bay.
So
yeah,
no,
that's right. Sector
yeah.
and docking bay. I think that was paying 1 to fight.
Yeah, there was a trooper FN 2003 came down.
There is the dodge.
He's moving to the
And
docking bay.
Does Johnny have the get combo?
Doesn't have a
No,
dodge
he doesn't.
canceller.
Back to work, Hayes.
All right, so yeah, Chris Westergaard dodges away from that battle. Luke is still stuck between a rock and a hard place, but at least he didn't die this turn.
I believe to play Dark Deal, he needs to control
Occupy.
3 sites.
Yeah, control. Is it control or occupy? I guess
I'm
we
not
can we
sure.
can pull up Dark Deal.
Let's pull up Dark Deal because if it's Occupy, well, before we make any, let's just look this up before we make any conjectures on
Yep.
Johnny's thinking there. Yeah, control that sector and 3 related sites. So he was not going to flip this turn unless he was able to clear
David to
Luke.
kill Luke. Yep. He needed
And-
that. So the dodge kind of killed that plan.
Yeah, and so Johnny did put all of his eggs in the carbonite chamber basket to
Yep.
try to battle him off.
But then he can just branch out
Yeah.
from there, and
And-
'cause he's got 2 of the 3 controlled, and Chris is in a tough spot because he's gonna have to reinforce Luke or find his Hujix basically. Yeah, you control the sector and 3 Bespin locations or Cloud City locations.
Yeah, and the Executor just moved to Chandrila, so
Okay.
he's not anticipating playing Occupation, it seems. I mean, I think we're going to see Chris move Spiral over to Bespin, and
Yep.
then that means Tanev is going to be stuck at Alderaan, because you can't move Tanev just
You
let it
can't
sit
make
by
that
itself.
jump, yeah. There's a Git combo that Johnny lost. I'm guessing that was to the 4-strain of 1 at the docking bay.
Was that his only Git combo? I see one.
It was a top deck, so he would have liked to have that when Dodge was played.
Yeah, I don't think he plays a second one. Okay, so we are going to see a battle this turn.
Leia Organa, she's a spy, so
She
she
is
can
a
go
spy.
there against FN.
Yep, FN 2003.
Is there any reacts or anything like that? Don't some of those troopers deploy as a react or
You know what? If he's playing the patrols,
the patrol?
he used to be.
But I don't see that on there now.
Yeah, that's
That's a tough
interesting.
spot
So
for
you
him
guys
to
were
be
asking
in.
earlier about what difference is. At first glance, I do not see any patrols on Johnny's deck list. So I'm not sure how safe FN is here right now.
Yeah, could be about to die. I guess who knows? Plus, we know Johnny just lost his only Gick. But I mean, Leia's not going to overflow him by too much. But
So the defensive fire Hatsumooch actually would have prevented a spy. But
Oh.
he may not have had that either.
yeah, it doesn't look. I mean, he definitely would have played it because that the spy returns to the hand, right? Is that how?
Yeah,
That's
and
very
may not
short.
deploy for the rest of the turn.
Yep.
I think the best thing that Johnny has to protect himself would be a Trooper Assault. And
Trooper
that just
Assault.
gives him an extra 2 power.
It's extra 2 power and immunity and all that. So that way, yeah. Because I mean, if it's just Leia by herself, you're not that afraid.
Right.
If it was Luke and Leia, then you'd have more of an issue.
All right,
It's
so
the
he's-
redemption.
yeah, and with Redemption out, he
Is that the
can
one that
get
when deployed you can get a rebel from Lost Pile?
yeah, Rebel Pilot. I'm not sure if he's going to do
A
that.
non-maintenance rebel pilot, right? Is that how it worked? Or you can't get Lando with it, right? Can you?
Well, non-maintenance. So
yeah, non-maintenance, yeah.
if the Lando's in the Lost Pile, then he wouldn't be able to get him anyway.
There is going to be a wedding tonight with DJ right inside this room, so I was just wondering if that's going to pose an issue. Okay.
We've got our headsets on to prevent that, and
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
If it does, I'm going to be around, but I can leave that door. I know it's all set up, so we can slide you inside that room and close the door if need be. The wedding music's going to start about 7:30.
Okay, we might be done by around 9.
Okay. I just wanted to give you guys a fair warning.
Appreciate the heads up. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so hotel's just checking in with us. There's gonna
There's a
be
wedding tonight, so they're worried that the
wedding.
audio might
Yeah,
be a
so
little...
if you guys ever have any audio issues with us,
If you're
let us
hearing
know.
dance music, come over us. Let us know
Yeah.
because we're getting married.
So we do see the Trooper Assault from FN, and then Chris drew Obi-Wan with lightsaber for Destiny, and he's
Okay.
only adding 2 to his total because
With
Leia's not at a
Diplo.
battleground.
Yes, that's
So
correct.
that's a 3, gives him a 6 power. FN is a 4 alone, Onyx +1. So really,
And he didn't pull a rebel with the redemption, huh?
no, he did not pull a rebel. So
because that would have given him one more, right? For the Battle Destiny, because
it's
he had
true,
to
it
choose
would
his
have, but
rebels,
I don't
right?
think there's any rebels in his Lost Pile at this
Oh,
time.
that's probably true.
And then all Johnny has to do is lose an Onyx 2 from hand is the only difference in power. So not too
Since
bad.
he was immune to the attrition.
Yeah, Johnny got away with a lot right there, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you see, like, looking at the deck list, if he comes down with, say, like, who else we got here? Ray would have been
Chewie,
strong.
Lando,
Lando's, yeah, Lando and
Kanan,
Chewie both high power.
you
He could have
know,
caused a little bit of damage there and killed
Anakin.
FN.
yeah, Anakin would have been all right. I think Lucas is
Obi
only
with
EP.
saber. He's got two
he's
Obi
got
with
2 Obis.
sabers.
Yeah, Obi would have been probably the best.
Yeah, I mean, that's a game changer right there if he gets the Obi with saber out, but he didn't.
Yeah, the guy just came over and kind of told us about the wedding, but we're just gonna see what happens. All right, so is it Chris's turn now? Yeah.
Yeah, I
would be
think
my
so.
guess.
So as we thought, the Spiral's moving to Bespin. Tanev's stranded at Alderaan, can't get out of there. So we're just going to see drains of 2, 1, and 1 coming at Chris right now.
Is this one, the Shangela one's a 2?
It's a 2. It would be
Okay.
-1 if you didn't have a capital.
That's
It's
what
got
it is.
the
I knew there
executor
was some contingent on that one. But it's, yeah, capital starship, so that's fine. All right. Johnny's activate now. Looks like Chris is playing a Might of the Republic during Johnny's activate.
That should get him Bale, I'm guessing, is who he's going to want to pull.
That because he's already got Leia out, Mon Mothma out. So Bale, yep, there he is. Bail Organa comes out. And that Bale's the one that adds Destiny when he's on a Corvette.
Yep, and he adds one of your drains where you have an Alderanian. So
And that's a global thing, not just where
it's
he-
global,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
At Battlegrounds, we have an
Yeah.
Alderanian. So the Alderanians that Chris is playing include Leia, Bale himself, Captain Antilles.
Mhm.
There's 3. That looks like it. So he's playing 3. Not too much, but it does
It's
help.
enough.
Yeah, and if he can get Leia out of the non-battleground, he can actually take advantage of that. But it looks like in this game, unless Leia were on Tatooine, she's not going to be getting many drains through,
How you doing?
especially not for a +1. So there's the escape pod combo, and pretty safe bet he's going for the Hoojiks here.
He's got 2
He's got
Hoojiks.
2 Hoojiks in. There's one of them. And Robbie, of course, being obsessed with Senate like he is, just wants to point out that Bale can also add to your 4 strains while in a Senate majority. No one would
Yeah.
do that. No
the
one
only
plays
light
that.
side Senate deck we saw today didn't run any senators.
Actually, yeah, it didn't. And, I talked to Menzel about that deck, and you saw he started the camp,
Yes.
and he was saying how this was set up to play against Court, and I was like, pretty sure there's a card
suspended.
that cancels the camp, and it indeed is Jabba's Haven. So the only Senate deck we saw, it was teched out. I think Chris
That's R2.
Menzel made a mistake. Yeah.
R2. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yep, that's the one that prevents them from drawing battle destinies. Johnny's pulling occupation.
They're like tripping us out. What we've been telling everybody is that they were offensive, so we had to blur them. Huh? Yeah, he's the one who gave us that joke. All right, so Johnny's gonna probably try to get Leia off of Cloud City so he can get that dark deal going. I would.
Yeah,
Yes.
but just her being there means he can't play it this turn because he can't control it during his deploy phase.
True.
But he's got to have Menace.
He's got to have
Menace
Menace Fate satisfied, which he does right now with Owen and Baru and the system. But how long is that going to last?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to get Chris to not satisfy it during the dark side control phase because Chris is just going to have the ability to move away or to deploy someone else if he needs to.
So yeah, that'll be interesting.
Being that Johnny only has the Executor and Onyx 2 in space, it's going to be near impossible for him to prevent him from controlling a battleground system.
So yeah, he'll have to do it on the ground.
Yeah, it's going to have to be on the ground, and it's.
He's running
He was only playing 3 total. She was
2
playing-
Onyx 2s and 1 Executor.
Yeah, 2 Onyx 2s and an Executor. Oh, he's got an Onyx 1 as well. Colonel Jim did an Onyx 1, but even those, you
The
can't
Onyx
spread
2
those
is
ties
the one
out.
that's out.
Yeah,
so
Onyx
far.
2's out, but you can't spread them out enough against Diplo. You're just going to get beat down and cleared. It's not worth the effort. So I think Johnny just probably has to accept that he's not going to get the drain +2, but
Does he still want to flip his objective?
if you
and-
still want to flip, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody watching this is for First Western Card.
You never know. I mean, I'm sure there's fans of everybody. But yeah, I would love to see Chris Westergaard upset Johnny Chu. That would be awesome. Like, he's a really super cool player. So I'm glad he's gotten a chance to be on the stream. It's not everybody who gets to be in the top table. So when you do get a chance, it is cool to be in the spotlight a little bit. So.
All right, so we do see the aforementioned Asajj Ventress going up against Owen Baru.
Okay. So now he's, like you said, trying to get that Menace Fades, because now he doesn't have a Battleground site. So Menace Fades not in effect. Alright, so we've got Visage Ventress, but we need to see what else is happening this turn. Might just be a battle there. Yep. 1 to battle. Swing. 3 and 4. That's a hit.
So right now he's still just adding 2 to his total battle destiny.
Or is it 2 or is it just 1?
It's a 2 plus 2 is a 4 total.
No, but why is it +2? Isn't it just +1 for the Bespin system?
Owen and Baru count.
Oh, they count. It's just Occupy? It's not
just
control.
Occupy,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Occupy
It
Battleground.
doesn't Occupy anymore, so. All gone. Looks like site cleared.
Yeah, and no overflow. Because Owen and Baru's forfeit was not 0. It was just I
Minus
believe,
3, right?
minus
Is that
3,
what?
2 or 3, yeah.
I think it's -3 that
So
Visage
she covers
does.
it easily.
And now Luke is power +8 till the next turn, right?
Power plus 6.
6.
But
what it
that's not going to do him any good because Luke's up in space.
is. Ah, yes. Just always wanted to use that text in some crazy way.
So I believe Johnny has just flipped Chris back. I'm not positive, though. I have to... Because I think you need to occupy a Battleground site and a Battleground system to keep Diplo on the 0 side. And you need to control a site in the system to flip back again. It was set 3.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I remember it was 2 or 3.
All right, so let's look at the 7 side first, just to double check on this. You need to occupy a Battleground site and a Battleground system. So right now, Chris's objective is on the 7 side, but it should be on the
Or
0
you
side.
do not control any location, because he still controls
still
one
controls
location.
one.
But he didn't occupy a Battleground system nor a Battleground site.
He doesn't have a site right now. He's still got control of Alderaan. So assuming they notice before Chris gets to a Battleground site, he should be on the 0 side. And it looks like Johnny did not move in front of Bespin, so it shouldn't make a big difference. Chris is going to go to a Battleground site again with a Rebel, I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay, so he did notice the objective.
He is
Okay.
flipping.
It's a very tough flip condition.
Yeah.
Especially the not controlling any locations part, because you
Mhm.
really do need to spread out a little bit. And maybe that's one benefit to having Tanif stranded, is that he's probably not going to chase you to Alderaan for the drain there, and you have that location the whole game. So you
Yep.
don't have to worry about not staying on the 7 side from that condition.
So it's just any location, it's not any Battleground location
Right,
you have
so
to
you need
control?
to control at
Okay.
least one location.
So that is why that's pretty good then. That makes a lot more sense looking at it now from that point of view. I think they're probably trying to discuss why it should be flipped or not flipped.
There's so it's like there's an and there's a parenthetical, so the wording could be confusing. They may be getting a judge ruling on
Yeah,
this.
looks like that's what's going on.
But he should be on the 0 side.
Should be on the 0 side.
He must be getting out the cantina, is my guess. Moving all of the locations over.
Yep, Cantina.
And we give them these pieces of tape on the side of the
Yep,
table.
that
so
they have to stay in bounds.
Right, they have to stay
That's why
within
the
that.
other areas become kind of a clutter, because they don't get the full table to work with because of the restrictions on the camera. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it is a wedding.
You guys in the
No,
chat,
we're still
if
playing.
you can
Take
let
a
us know
seat.
if there's any background noise coming through, would be
Look,
very
we got
helpful.
here. We got Scott Lingerell.
Even if you can't hear anything,
They
let us know
were
too.
offensive, so we censored them.
Really?
That's just a joke.
Oh.
No, they're just coming up like that. I don't know why.
So you can see the cards very clear.
Yeah, cards. We have no problem really seeing the cards. Sometimes you can't see like the very, very middle, that glare spot there. Like that's the Cloud City docking bay. Bet you didn't know that. But
So there's Kanan Jarrus. not going to space, so he won't get the usefulness, but Flagship Executor's not immune anyway. So, actually,
Yeah.
it's a regular Executor, not the Flagship.
Yeah,
So he's foregoing the chance to cancel the Executor's immunity.
and he put Bale aboard Tanev. I think that's what that is there.
Okay, so Bale aboard Tanev, but I don't know if I like Bale aboard Tanev because he's not adding to drains there. If you put him at Bespin, at least you're threatening a drain of 3. He doesn't have resistance out, doesn't have enough shield pulls for it unless he somehow gets another one. And Leia's not at a battleground, so you can't add to drains where she
He's
is
3
too. So Bale's not really helping him much right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that unless he's planning on moving that in front of Chandrila.
But that's even
Bad.
that doesn't help you because Leia's not draining.
So,
Question in chat, is Dark too weak in space to get occupation going? I would say probably because they first would need to move in front and then they need to wait around to play it. And the way Diplo is, they have a pretty high power, getting a few battle destinies that'll get probably limited with command, but they add a lot to the total. So it would be it would take a while to try to get occupation going. I don't think Johnny feels
so
like
yeah,
that's a
some people are
needed
wondering
risk.
the 2-1 with Kanan. Why would he not go to the Cantina?
Because he can Cantina shuffle in the next control phase.
There's the shuffle.
The only thing, though,
But
is
there's
that
just like some vehicles in Johnny's
There
deck,
is
like
a-
a Blizzard,
there's a Blizzard
4,
4, you're right.
who could just
So
come and smash him.
it may have been safer to. Oh, looks like Johnny's going to let him. Okay, so Bale is not on the Tanev.
All right, okay, cool.
Johnny being the.
Or is he just... Because Poe went from there to there, so he
Yeah.
must have moved...
Well, he just deployed Poe as well, and I think he
Oh, so
realized
he's
I
just
should probably
flipping
have
him.
Bale at Bespin and Poe at Tanev, and Johnny let him do that at
All right.
Thames. So good classy play.
Classy play.
Letting him take it back. He
Yeah.
realized the mistake. Same phase.
So yeah, it must be for the Cantina shuffle, the 2-1. So I just saw someone in chat asked the 2-1. It's adorable. Okay, so now Chris has done that, got his characters and his pilots in the right area, and we'll see what else happens here. Probably just drawing some cards, I guess.
Yeah, Chu is playing first order deal. All right, so Chris will pass the turn to Johnny. So now Chris has a drain of 3 set up at Bespin, a drain of 2 set up at the prison, and presumably a shuffle to the Cantina for a drain of 2.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he's taking a drain of 4 from all of Johnny's sites.
Mm-hmm. And so we're fairly sure that we have Dark Deal is in his hand, but he hasn't really been able to get it set up. We're wondering also, does Chu have one more shield pull left for resistance? Because this one, the code clearance,
No,
he
looks
pulled
like
with.
Coward was his 4th shield pull.
Okay.
So he played
okay.
Coward,
So
Grabber.
he is shield busted.
I think he's
as
shield
of
busted.
right now.
And
The Onyx 2, I think, is the only way he has to pull
yeah,
a
and
shield.
Onyx 2's already on the table, so he can't.
So he'd
get
have
into
to
the
lose
shield.
it to use pile with the.
Take it into hand.
Or that's how it is. Yeah, take it in hand after losing it. But I don't think that's going to happen because there's no Starfighters for.
And there's the Blizzard 4.
Yep, Blizzard 4 is going against Kanan with Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay, so Tarkin's aboard. He had to pay 2 for Tarkin because of Professor. And Johnny's got some more weapons in his hand, too.
Johnny's got a Maul. I saw that.
Yeah, he's got them all.
Battle. Drew a 4 to a 6. So Kanan is 4 power, right? So that's
10 to
10.
4.
10
plus
to-
1 to his total. So
Is-
it's 11 for Kanan.
So did they determine that he was, or he reflipped?
He did flip back because he
Okay,
deployed
yeah.
Kanan to the site.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's enough to clear him, and Kanan will not take overflow. We are once again seeing 12, 16.
But now he'll flip back because he doesn't have a occupy a
Now he'll
battleground
flip
sighting
back again.
system.
Yeah. And he has to pay to drain for 3 at Bespin if Johnny's going to let him drain there. So seemingly
He's
was a
gonna move in
mistake.
front.
Yeah, he's going to move in front, so he can't take the drain. And he's got the
So,
tie, which
yeah.
the tie can just keep coming back to hand.
Uh-huh. And
So at this
the-
point, he's
now
not
he'll get-
afraid of like bigger drains.
Yep, and he'll get more shields from that. So we're definitely going to see some probably battles of attrition at the system.
I wonder if we will, though, because I think it might be in Chris's best interest to kind of just spread out in space.
Yeah.
And you might give him the occupation, but if you give yourself a drain on Tatooine, and you're at Changela, and you're at Tatooine, and you're at some sites,
And you're at
I
like the
think you're in a
cantina
pretty good
shuffle.
spot.
Yeah. So now he's going Obi down to the cantina, so we can start shuffling that. Padme as
with him.
well. And move the Tanev over to Chandrila. Like you said, maybe a spread out plan in space.
Yeah,
So, I
it'd be
mean, so
nice
far-
if he could get a Rebel over on Chandrila too, but I don't think he can. Unless he moves one ship
yeah,
to
he'll
Tatooine
spread
and
out.
the other ship. Yeah.
He's abandoning Bespin, which will give Johnny the chance to play occupation. But he doesn't have 2 sites yet, so.
Yeah, so the thing is that Johnny has a Maul in his hand. I think he might have one other character, but he's got to spend resources on Cloud City if he wants to play the occupation right now.
Yeah, the other character I'm trying to figure
And
out.
even if he does play occupation, Chris has 2 escape pod combos to just negate
Dr.
that
Evazan and
damage.
Ponda Baba, I think, is the other card.
The what?
Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba, I think, is the other character in his hand, which is
Okay.
pretty good with them all.
It is.
You guys want me to get the wedding party to be quiet?
If you could get them to move out a little bit, that would be much better. Like, we're in the space. Like, if they could move into the hallway, that'd be good enough.
Yeah, also, chat, guys, are you hearing noise from the wedding? Why are people letting Greg Shaw win? He's good. Okay, so it doesn't seem like you guys are complaining about the audio. We do have near us, we're kind of having a lot of people queue up for a wedding. So if the noise is loud, let us know and we'll do what we can to get these people out of our area. Just the kid crying, but barely. Okay, thanks, guys. Wow, Captain Twinkie84. All right, we'll just try to talk a lot so you can only hear us and you can't hear the background noise. How about that?
So, is it cool if I move this temporarily to make it clear?
Yeah, that's fine.
They're gonna go sit down soon.
Okay.
Okay.
So it should not be an issue for much longer.
All right, that's good. And really, talking to people in chat, it's not that big of an issue so far.
Hayes, professional tournament director. I would say Hayes is the best tournament director we've had at an event this year. Wouldn't you say so, Jerry? I mean, he's taking care of the noise.
He's done a great job. I've only been to this one in Endor, so I mean, Schoenthal was the tournament director at Endor. That's hard to beat.
I've been at other events when Robbie was the tournament director.
True.
And I don't think Robbie corralled an entire wedding party out of the
Yeah,
area.
so step
So,
your game up,
I think-
Mad Cow.
Mad Cow's got to, he's got to work a little bit harder next time, I would say.
Nice. Yeah, he's just setting up a rebel barrier here, or actually more of an Imperial barrier.
All right, so while we were handling that, we did see
The
Dre
Maul and
Maul
Dr.
come down
Eve.
to the cantina.
Yeah,
operate on Obi-Wan.
Drew a 6 with Padme.
So this is going to be some overflow, I think, for Chris this time, unless he's still got the Hujix.
He does have the
He
Hujix
does.
still.
So because he hit Dr. E, he's going to clear the site.
Oh, so
So-
he hit Dr. E with Obi Saber before Maul operated on him? Or sorry, before he got operated on by Maul hitting him?
I think he
better
may
said.
have missed Obi the first swing.
That would make sense. Okay.
So to me, this is interesting because Johnny didn't go for the occupation. He still has 2 characters, it looks like, in his hand, and he can do it next turn. But it does buy Chris some extra time by not
Yeah,
having to
because
find his
Chris has
escape
done really
pod
well so
combo.
far to keep Occupation and Dark Deal off the table for so long. Johnny Chu has put a lot of cards out just for what he's had to do. So
All right, so again, Chris has flipped back to the 0 side. He's paying for drains, but his drains are going to be 2, 2, and 1 because of Bale.
right.
And I think I certainly pay for them. I don't see a strategic reserves on the table.
So we're getting an update from the room. We got about 15 minutes left in the round, maybe slightly under 15 minutes left in the round, just so you guys watching can sort of put this game on a clock, because this one could go to time. I could see that.
I don't know if it will. They both have a lot of cards on the table, and they're both dealing some damage. I I actually really like where Chris is at right now.
I do too, actually. I mean, it's the Leia's thing could come back and get weird, but he has the Hujix, we know. So, I
Well,
mean,
he used the one on Padme there, I think.
oh, did he?
So he has another one.
There,
Uh,
that's I thought dang that guard
That's
right
an R2.
there.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I
He does
thought
have a
that was
Hujix. He does have a Hujix. You're right.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I
he's got a
thought-
Hujix and a Harvest in his hand, and a control and tunnel vision as well. A couple characters, because it's Diplo. You never run out of characters.
No, yeah, you shouldn't. Lando with Vibroaxe. All right, adds Destiny on Tatooine, right?
I'm not a big fan of Lando in this deck because of this Lando, I would say. Of the
it's
Lando
actually really
Scoundrels
close,
of Rebel
yeah.
for the 7 side of the objective.
Right.
He still adds Battle Destiny anywhere. He's got a higher power, higher Destiny.
Yeah, you would want to use a Rebel Lando,
Yeah,
I
I think so
not
too.
an Alien Lando. But I mean, that one does have its uses with excluding characters. This can be a pretty powerful, thing.
Yeah.
So,
And he's got Solo to the Dune Sea.
so he's gonna try to spread out and keep that Menace Fades intact.
Solo to the Dune Sea is a good choice too because Johnny's going to need someone of 6 ability
Six
to draw
ability
Battle
to
Destiny
go
there.
there.
He does have another Maul in his hand.
And is there a Kylo? No,
There-
Kylo's already out though, right? Kylo's right there.
Kylo's
at
on the table, yeah.
He's at the Cloud City Carbonite Chamber.
Was there a Grievous in the deck? I thought I saw a Grievous. Maybe not.
Grievous would be good because you'd think he would ping. He would ping with the Admiral's order.
Yeah, I think he used to play Grievous, but I don't see one now.
Okay.
So Johnny has one character in his hand again. So this is yet another turn where he's going to have to decide: do I want to play Occupation, or do I want to try to overflow someone on Tatooine?
Yep.
Or perhaps he wants to overflow Leia, but if you do that, you're still not getting Occupation.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, Chris is in a pretty good spot despite being, looking, I think, like he's not doing that well. But he's got
So-
way more locations. So here's the mall to the cantina. So we'll see what this play is.
I mean, there's a slim chance, but if Maul misses Lando and Lando excludes them,
Yeah.
that could be a big
I
swing.
mean, I gotta have faith that Johnny Chu is not swinging lightsabers this late in the game without knowing what those destinies
yeah,
are.
or
but
yeah, he's not going to mix. He's fished out a lot of his characters. They're already on the table pretty
Yeah.
much.
especially Lando is pretty easy to hit.
Yeah, he's very easy to hit.
So it looks like we're paying one to battle.
But this is the first time in a while, though, that Chris will not be flipped back.
Yeah. He'll
He
get to
may
start
not
his
win
turn.
the battle here.
Because if he gets hit, then it's bad. But he does have the Hujix, so we know at the very least, he's just getting out of here with Lando and Hujix.
He is adding 2 to his total battle destiny. Oh, he's playing it. He's playing dodge.
Oh, he's playing dodge for Solo from Lost Pile.
All right.
Yep. So he
Lando
dodged out of that
survives.
battle. That's a good situation for him to be in. Now moving Kylo over to cover up the Leia site.
Okay.
And
so
now he's got his 3 sights. Okay, he's just going to play some chump rule. Okay, so they're both going in front of Leia instead of
yeah,
Kylo.
Kylo's going
So
out.
chump roulette, and he's going to go to Tatooine.
All right. So Johnny's going to block as much damage as he can. He blocked
Left the
both of
Onyx 2 up at the system.
Yeah, he did. He blocked both of the drains of 2.
It's yours.
He's got Decree. What's he showing him Decree for, I wonder?
He's putting Decree out.
Oh, okay. So Chris is letting him play Decree after he moved around. So these guys having a nice friendly game here. They've let them kind of take a few things back and forth. So Maul follows. So by following, he blocks a smaller drain, but he also ensures that if he's drained of 2, then it's harder to kill Maul.
Yep.
I would have probably stuck at the Cantina because I think you've got to expect that Diplo, he's got enough characters to
To clear him.
just to clear you and battle you. And I
How
think
many cards does Chris have in his hand? That's one thing.
Yeah, it's a
He
good
only
question.
has
He had
the
about
Hujix, he
4
has
or
the Control
5.
Tunnel Vision,
he had
and
the
a couple
Harvest,
other Harvest.
and I think he had 2 characters.
Okay. So, and the Control Tunnel Vision is basically another character.
Yeah, and he just took 4 damage from drains. Solo's been burned. Johnny's got 2 in hand. Appears to be Jendon and Onyx 1 and Occupation. There's only 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
So he gave up on
He gave up on Dark Deal,
which
for
is
sure.
understandable.
Because it wasn't going to happen,
Yeah.
the way that it all went, so.
Yeah, that was to answer Marines. It is a friendly game. These guys have both let each other take a few
It
things
is.
back throughout the
we're,
game.
We're on the edge of our seats here. This is
so
great.
It's nice to see that these guys are both having fun, even though they're playing for a top spot. They're both 3-1, and
Both in
I
the
think
top
they
8,
can
if
each
it
only
ended
afford
right
to lose
now.
one more game. best case probably. So
Yeah, I mean, and you know, Chris did upset Matt Sokol at an NPC, I think last year, 2 years ago. So I mean, he's beaten good players before.
Yeah.
You know, so I would not. You know, obviously you don't expect it, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that this
All right,
could go
so-
Chris's way.
this
there
was
was
a
a
battle with
battle
Leia,
with Leia.
against Phasma and the Trooper.
He drew a 6,
Yeah, and he's going to add 2 to the total, which
he
is
drew a
enough to
4.
kill everybody.
so he's clearing that site. But Leia's going to die because her diplomatic immunity is not less than 4.
And what's the power? I wonder. Does he get to retrieve or no? He doesn't quite have enough to retrieve.
So his power would have been Leia's a 3 plus the 6 destiny plus 2 added to it. So
Should have been 11. I think
11.
he should have retrieved for that, but I don't see him actually. I didn't see him pay to retrieve. So I wonder if Chris missed that. I want to ask him about that after the game. That
Definitely.
retrieval, because that's
Coverage.
that's seems small.
So
but
it's the Diplo text that when you win a battle,
Once
you
per
get
turn
to
you can retrieve a force.
Yeah.
And I think he won that battle, but I could be wrong. Who was that?
So
with
it was
Phasma?
Phasma, and I think it was just a trooper,
I thought it was. But
FN.
it may have been.
or maybe not FN, or just a first order trooper. And so that would have been power 4 from Phasma.
2 from a trooper.
Maybe does anybody know? So yeah, does anyone know how that total on battle should have been? We're thinking it should have been 11 for light side to like 4 plus 3 plus. Yeah, we're thinking light side could have probably won that battle.
Whoa, that's sick.
All right, so
Yeah, his sleeves are like super trippy.
he does leave Maul there. He doesn't go for the clear. He put
There
Luke
you
down at
go.
the site with Kylo.
Who's gonna win this game?
It's kind of interesting. We don't really know.
Like, handshake all that against so much more.
Johnny grabbed the might just to
Seasoned.
keep a card out of the light force.
Say it the right way. What's up?
Okay, so we're being told that Chris has 15 light force. Johnny has 10 right now.
Do you know how much time is left? Okay, so we're getting close to the
5
end of the
minutes
round.
left.
5 minutes left. We've heard that Chris has a. He's at Bespin with the Onyx 2.
Because he's going to put occupation down. So he's got the executive.
Luke just come out.
Luke was in space and just got shuttled
Just
down.
shuttled
to the
down.
dock.
Kylo can make him lose a couple cards, but also he might not. How much is he adding?
He's going to be adding.
He's only adding 2 to his total battle list.
Lando's not a rebel.
Yeah, Lando and Solo are not exactly. Deal's not out. He's got the.
Control tunnel. Control the drain.
Start deal out?
Dark Deal is not out. Dark Deal's not out.
Right.
That just plays 1,000 guys.
So he controlled the
Mike
Drain of
wants to
Mos
know what
Eisley.
you're keeping in your mug during the. Yes.
My gem?
Yes.
Same with my shield.
It's his shields. All right. So Justin's keeping his shields in
Put it up to the camera. Where's the camera?
right here. There you go. You get to see a nice close-up of the team tournament champion mugs.
Justin, is that your first team tournament championship?
Hold on. Can you type the question you just asked to me?
Yeah,
To
I
Mike.
want to hit you.
We won the first two.
Oh, you
And
won the
we
first.
won the most memorable one
Yeah,
ever.
7 Destiny.
We bring him cross to win the team tournament against Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
That looks so good.
All right, guys. So yeah, we're trying to determine what's going to go on in this last turn. Figure out. We got an old Ben being played on.
No, he's-
Oh, was that a Destiny?
I think that's his destiny.
Destiny.
Swinging 5 and a 3.
So he
Yeah.
swung at Kylo 5 and 3.
Oh, no, that's in space?
We got a little distracted there.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
SC
I
battle.
think those are his battle destinies in space.
Oh, okay. Is it the?
So that's a 10 total.
So he doesn't grant the immunity, though.
R2 and 3PO go to Ladoon C.
No, they delivered the plan, Scott.
Oh,
It-
so the guy cheated against me then.
All right, so
I won the game, thank God.
the R2 and 3PO are lost. I think Johnny's just fully immune in space. So Johnny must have won the battle as well. Again, Chris can't retrieve.
John,
Does he get to retrieve? Oh, he has to retrieve with his objective, I see. Oh, watch out there.
Probably a little better picture quality.
Worry about Johnny's offensive field.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Piet's covering up Solo. No, maybe not.
yeah, I don't think you
He
can
can't
afford
go to the-
put Piet there, he's not going to draw.
Yeah.
Even Piet and Chirnu wouldn't draw together. And Maul can't get over there.
Dune C is quite the conundrum.
It's a tough nut to crack.
I wonder if Chris can get out that second copy of Owen and Baru and play his Harvest.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Because that could be a big thing in the last
so
turn.
That's a good point. He does play a second copy of Onan Baru, and
He has the Harvest in hand unless
Yeah,
he
I
lost
don't
it
think
to
he's
something.
lost it.
Yeah. So
it's a pretty big swing if
Chu
that
takes
is the
2
case.
ping from his own Kylo. No, the Kylo wasn't battling.
I wonder if this is time. I don't know. Can we get it?
I'll ask Case.
Okay, because it looks like the way Johnny's playing, he's leaving.
He's
Piet at
covering
Mos
up.
Eisley,
He's covering stuff up, or
unless he's still thinking about bringing Chirnu down. But I don't think he can afford to bring Chirnu down as well. He'll just get beat in space. So I'm wondering what his thought process is, leaving Piet alone. 2 minutes left in the time. Chris is 5 cards up.
Chris is gonna lose. He has like 5 cards.
Oh, Chris
Okay.
has 5 cards.
They told us it was like 15 to 10, like 5 minutes ago.
Okay,
Unless
so
he's got like a hand that's like off terrain that's just like huge. Right? It looked like he had 1 card in hand and like literally it's like
Yeah, we
1,
did
2, 3,
a couple
4.
piles. Okay, so
Okay.
it's
so yeah, it sounds like now
I
Chris
think
is
George
actually
like block drain.
below. Okay. And if Chris does only have 5 cards, he doesn't really have enough resources to do anything,
other than just move
Powerful
around.
Piet.
Yeah.
even with the shuffle.
Because I mean, he could shuffle over there and battle Piet, but
Best case, he deploys someone for 2, pays 1 to battle, draws
yeah,
2
I was
Destinies.
thinking like if he had the other copy of Owen and Baru, put that down, play your Harvest, get some cards back in hand, and then do something with it. But then he probably doesn't even have enough.
But
force
even
to
getting
do
cards
that.
back in hand doesn't help you if it goes.
Because you
to
get one
time.
of the 4s taken into hand, right? I was thinking maybe a card to help.
Well, actually, it doesn't go into hand. You
I
retrieve
thought-
any 4 cards.
But I thought one of them went into hand. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, in the chat room, guys, Luke didn't battle Kylo. It was the battle that was happening was up at the Tatooine system with the ships. We were a little confused. It was a little crazy here for a second. So the battle that happened, Luke was not involved. It was up in space at the Tatooine system. All right, yeah, you looks like you got it all straightened out.
So Johnny is still top decking some cards to drains. He just lost it all too easy.
Oh, okay, that's what we were thinking.
Okay.
Like,
So Chris has a decent sized hand, but he still is low on life force. So.
we're fine.
I thought about it. I thought about going up to them, swap it out. You drop it in a door.
I really just want to see how this game finishes out because this is so close.
Why didn't he move with Lando and battle there?
Well, I think it's still his control phase. There's the Owen and Baru. They're definitely battling. Or doing so. Okay, this is the battle here.
Yeah, so he didn't move Lando in the control phase.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
he did
which
not,
is
yes.
a little odd.
They've
Okay,
called time.
Time's been called, so,
So this will be
is
the last turn then.
So it doesn't
Okay.
matter if he moves Lando. Probably would have been better off moving him anyway just to clear Piet and get an extra card in Johnny's lost pile.
Wait, I mean, I think Chris wants to win a battle to retrieve a force, I'm guessing.
You can do
Oh,
that
so-
once per turn. So
Once
if
per
he
turn.
wins a battle in space, which I'm not sure if he did. Need to get him out of here.
All right.
So most of Bespin was just cleared. Tanev is the last man standing
Tanev's
up
still
there.
there. But this is the last turn. I mean, we just need to figure out. It looks like they're counting piles. So we'll know very soon. I honestly don't know if we know the resolution of
I
this
think Johnny's
game.
got plenty of an advantage that he's not too worried.
6 cards in deck. John looked like he had about 10, if I
Yeah,
had
he's
to
got at
guess.
least 8, it looks like, 4 in use.
So it's still
3 in
very,
reserve.
very close.
And he retrieves one for winning a battle, I think that was, but
Mm-hmm.
he did it out of order, it seems.
Yeah.
And that looks like a
Handshakes.
Chris Westergaard conceding, but a really good game.
Very
And
good game.
I'd like to talk to both of them that game.
Yeah,
It was,
see if you can get them to come out.
very close game. Johnny wins a tight one.
So what were some of the
John's-
questions we had for him? The first turn Bespin play,
Yeah.
the retrieval. We wanted to know who won that battle between Leia and the two characters to see if he could have retrieved
See
the
if
force
Chris
that
could have
turn.
retrieved some. Yeah.
So,
Um,
do you want
but-
to do the interview?
I can do the interview. Yeah.
That way you can.
So we'll get them here for you guys in a couple minutes as soon as they get cleaned up. Chris Westergaard is now 3-2. Probably has to win out if he wants to make day 3. Johnny's at a pretty good place at 4-1, although he's still clawing back a little bit. I'm sure there are still a few undefeateds, but we won't know for a few more minutes at least when they post the results from this round. Let's see if I have any updates. I don't think that anything's been posted on the forums. So yeah, we apologize. At first we got a life force count that Chris was ahead by 5, and then we got another count and suddenly he was down by 5. So I think we just had a miscount the first time. So Johnny was the winner in that game. Okay, so they're going to come out in 1 second. Yeah, John in chat is correct. This was game 5. If there were 4 4-0s after game 4, there should only be. Johnny, have a seat. Chris, all right. If you guys wouldn't mind just putting on a headset, you won't be able to hear anything, but the mic will be good. So, guys, great game. Johnny was at like a time win by about 5.
Something like that.
Something around there?
He had 7, I had 10 left or something. So 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
so
a crazy
really
game.
close game. It looked like you were in a pretty good spot a lot of the way. How did you guys feel? I have a couple of specific questions, but just talk from your perspective about what you were thinking of that game.
I thought at the end I was trying to pull it out with a harvest, but I never got. I had the harvest in my hand. I could never get the second going in Baru. I drew it for the destiny,
Right.
and I was going to play it next turn and try and retrieve, but that's the way it goes.
Did you use Mon Mothma at all to take just strong cards?
That's I was going to draw.
Yeah.
Get harvest into my hand with Mon Mothma, but it was too little, too late.
I figured he'd have the harvest. I was trying to deny him a turn to just use 4 force and to have a free turn, so I kept trying to kill his stuff. When he played Menace Fades first turn, that changed my entire game
So you
plan.
just gave up on Dark Deal at the time? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking, there's really nothing you can do to
crazy.
stop him from
Yeah.
having Menace Fades in effect.
Yep.
So that's a really good call to play that card. And
Yeah.
I drew it, and it's the only effect I have in there. And when I go to Alderaan to flip the objective, it's always the card I
That you
pull.
pull.
Yeah.
The other one I was looking for is the R2. I have a bad feeling about this.
And
It
yeah.
kind of bait you into battling with all those admirals, and
Sure.
you get no destiny.
Yeah.
What was the card you pulled? Can I ask? Do you remember?
I pulled
Leia?
No, was it? I think it might have been an old Ben. Did I play an
Okay.
old Ben?
No,
I don't
no,
think
you didn't.
you drew
but-
for Destiny once, but I don't think you
Yeah.
played one.
It wasn't
Yeah.
an old Ben. I think it was something I needed.
Oh yeah, sure.
I was
Just
very
to shore you up.
nervous. Yeah, to shore me up because I had Leia sitting out there. Just
She did.
yeah, but I was always holding the Hujix. It might have been the Hujix I drew.
I think
Yeah.
if he has an old Ben in any of those battles, I think I'm done. I get a turn behind.
It's a big swing. 'cause,
It's a huge
he gets
swing.
the drain through
Yep.
of 2, and he doesn't flip back. Were there any times it looked like you may have forgotten to retrieve once with your objective? The Leia battle, I think.
We were tied. We were
tied,
tied. A couple.
okay.
The Leia battle was 10-10.
Okay, was it?
Yeah. Yeah,
'cause
that one was 10-10.
Did you add 2 to that total, or did you only add 1? Because
Only added one. It's
Okay.
only for rebels at battlegrounds.
right. So
Right.
we thought you had a rebel at each system, but you
No,
didn't.
because he had Luke in space, and it's ability lesson 4. or
Gotcha.
something.
Okay. So you didn't miss any there.
Right.
I wanted to ask you, Johnny, about the first turn. Did you get Bespin and you just decided not to play it?
I didn't get the free executor effect. Yeah, I had Bespin. I just didn't. I don't know why. I probably should have played it for the Force.
Well, there was some disagreement. Like, chat thought that it was probably the better play for you to not play it because you would just move the Tanev over, and then you might have trouble getting him out of there.
I didn't want the pressure in case. But at the same time, if he doesn't go to Chandrila, he doesn't get the activation.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win and lose-lose in a little
Right.
bit. So were you afraid at all maybe that he was playing the Space Force Speeders version? And if he does, and he goes to Bespin and he just piles a ship, and then
It occurred to me. I mean, I had no idea what to expect, so I just
Right.
figured I'd play it safe. It might have been. I probably should have played. I had Cloud City in my opening in my hand. I probably should have played that.
yeah, just
but
the activations.
But again, I mean, it was my first turn, so I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure I could play deal, and he couldn't just sit like a gold leader in gold 1 with an Anakin or something on it.
Yeah. So we were comparing your list with what you posted back
Sure,
after the NPC.
sure.
Can you talk about some changes you made and how you still feel about the
I mean,
deck?
I made changes this morning. I just didn't want to play a card for card version. I was trying to make the Destiny higher, so I took out Thrawn and swapped from Mob. Like these little changes.
You didn't have any of the patrols.
I don't think
the-
I played patrols.
Oh, you didn't play them before?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
some of the builds that I saw, I played against.
Right, there were builds.
against Twig that had it, so I thought you may have had
Right,
them.
I threw in the Blizzard 4. I just wanted to. I wanted to show because I figured General Leia is going to take out the ping damage, and I can't count on occupation anyway. So I wanted to like shore up deal.
Yeah.
So I played Bewill. I played a Blizzard 4.
Okay.
I haven't played any of those cards in any of my games, so, but
And you still obviously think it's a good deck. You brought it to Day 2 of Worlds, which is when you need
My
to have a
deck-
deck good against the field.
I had spent the last 2 months on. We realized last night that it was trash, so
A
I went with the
different
deck that. Yeah, different.
and you won't tell us what it is yet?
Nah, we'll
Is
see.
it-
You
it
might see it tomorrow.
It might be trashy.
It might be
tomorrow.
so trashy. Day 3,
Yeah.
it'll be
Good.
good for it. Yeah.
All right, and you're 4-1
I'm
now.
4-1,
You're
yeah.
3-2, still around.
Yeah, we're still in it.
Win your last 3 games.
I was
Pretty good
amazed,
chance.
His one turn, somebody remarked he had 6 force, and he got down the Executor. Did you get down the
Yep.
Executor?
Piet, Shiranu,
Chernu,
Like-
or somebody else.
like Hux and a Trooper
yeah.
All for 6 force.
for 5. No, for 6. For 6. That was for 6.
Pretty good.
Yeah, with golden rod out.
Yeah, I know. We saw the Golden Rod come out, which was good.
Which is good play. That was totally
yeah,
good.
and it came in handy later with Tarkin when he came out on the Blizzard 4.
Yep. Yeah, I had to pay for it.
Yeah. So
I thought it was a clean game. I'm happy I escaped with the win. I think we played 10 times. I think he wins at least 70%.
I mean, it seemed like a pretty good matchup for you. Like a lot of time we're watching this game, and I think the only thing that really counted against you is how many cards you have to put on the table.
Yeah.
But that's just how the deck is.
But I
you
did-
know,
I-
and-
me too. I
yeah,
mean,
you did too. I
yeah.
noticed that too. I mean, you had all the troopers out, you had your ships and pilots out, so it was pretty even in that regard.
Right.
And it kind of comes down to who can deal damage earlier.
Yep.
Did I grab the right card? The Trooper Assault?
I think you need to grab command, but I never played command anyway, so it didn't hurt you.
So I guess you did grab the right one.
Right. Took the 5 out of my deck. Yep. Absolutely.
So they're probably going to announce the pairings anytime now. Thank you
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Take
Thanks.
your time.
Yep.
Great game. Good match to watch. Good luck the rest of the way, guys.
Thank you.
I was here for this game, just really happy.